Hey everybody, this is Madmaxed here, and today I'm going to go over Raid, and this is going to be a starter video. I'm going to make several of these for the basic questions that everybody has when they're starting out in Raid. Now you're going to pull a starter. Kale is the best starter of the bunch, and there is a reason for that, and as anybody will tell you. Now, his Acid Rain is really strong. Usually you gear him up halfway distance, get him leveled up. He'll attack all champs. Anyone that he kills, he gets 25% turn meter boost. So if he kills like 3 champs and you got a little bit of speed on him, he's going to go right again, which is really important. That's really helpful in the game. Because, the faster you can attack in this game, the less damage you're going to take, and the easier it is for you to get through. His Disintegrate with the poisons is really good. It's really good for the Dragon Dungeon. That's where you're going to get most of your good gear at, and that's what you need to fight a lot. Now, I threw like a set on here. I didn't level it up because you're going to get a 4-star set. This is a 3-star common, but it's been leveled up to 16. And people will tell you don't level stuff up, but I think this is probably what I started out with. I just haven't sold it. But, people are going to tell you, starting out, get crit rate gloves, get attack for your attack champs, because all of your champs for starters are attack champs. Now, the ones that have debuffs on them, you want some accuracy on them. Now, see, this has got 85 accuracy. Now, I can't take off more than that because, you get 40 from this set, then you get 8 from here. The other comes from the Great Hall. Now, when you go through here and you look, when you first start out, you're going to start out in campaign. You're going to start out in this level 1. And I'm not sure if it's on brutal. Okay, we're going to go to normal. And we're going to start out with this. And we have the starter Kale. And yeah, he's level 14. He's not going to be that high, but he can easily go through and kill all this at level with no gear. He's 3-starred. I mean, he can go through and kill a lot of this stuff. And then you're going to get another champ. Well, the whole idea is if you do it with 1 or 2 champs, you 3-star the dungeon. If you do it more than 2, you don't do anything but 2-star the dungeon. Now, as you get the stars, you'll look down here after you get done, and you'll get some rewards for this. They're not great rewards. So you got 50 gems here. You got 100,000 silver, but they're not great rewards, but for starting out, they're fairly well. Now you're going to go through and you're going to do all the way through as far as you can go with those first 2 champs you get and try to 3-star as much as you can. Now you're going to get stuck. Now that first set of gear that you get, this lifesteal gear, it's not bad. It's a 4-star gear set. It's got epic, got some decent substats in it. It's not great gear, but it's okay. It's useful. Now, if you can, when you're first starting out, and those tournaments and stuff that are up there, if you'll really grind the first few days, you'll win some of those tournaments. And those tournaments that you win will give you some really good gear, or some better gear than what you got. You'll get some 5-star gear. I mean, you'll have to finish in the top to be able to get this. But like when you get done, they're like the tournaments. You're gonna get silver, chicken. You'll get books, and if you look, these chests, they have artifacts of rarity of 6. They have artifacts rarity of 6. They have rare artifacts in this one. There were epics in the other one. You get 4 pieces of artifacts. Usually in Spider, you'll get Relentless gear. Relentless gear is really great gear. I usually use it on my champs. I mean, for my attack champ, because that chance of going a second, third time is incredible for damage. Now, you'll get offers in the shop. Most of this stuff is garbage. You don't want it. I mean, you want to buy like a shard every day because the shards aren't much, and you need the shards for the 1 and 2-star champs so you can level those up for food. But for most part, you want to steer away from getting like, you don't want those commons usually. I mean, I've never bought a common champ in here. I mean, an uncommon champ. I've never bought a weapon in here. I mean, unless you're just like really desperate and you need something at the start. See, like these boots, they're garbage. 25 attack, 4 speed, crit rate. You don't want that. You know, this is just junk. I mean, you know, you'll get this stuff. I mean, this is a 5-star, but it's a common piece. It's something you'll get out of a campaign even. You don't get this even out of doing dungeons. This is just garbage part. Now, this has got attack, crit rate on it, and it may be better than what you have, but for this stuff, this is stuff for people that first start out, and it's not worth spending 128,000 coins on. Okay, so now you're going to go in and you're going to do the campaigns over and over and over again, and you're going to get up to where you can finally do 12-3, okay? And I don't care what level it's at, if it's normal, I'm going to use my good kale for this. And you're going to throw 1-star food in here. Now, with the 2x bonus that you get, if you really grind when you start out, I mean, you know, it's like, it's going to take you about 6 or 7 runs. On Brutal, it doesn't take that much. On Brutal, you'll go through and you'll level this stuff up really fast and really easy. But you're not going to be able to do Brutal when you first start out. You know, it takes a long time. But see, they went up another level. And so, you know, it may take you 7, 8, 10 times with the 2x to get these up, but then, you know, you can turn these on normal. But you can turn these, when they get to level 10, you'll go in to your tavern, and you'll feed those champs, like in the tavern, you'll feed it other 1-star champs. And I'm just going to show you how it's done. You go in here, and of course, when you hit that little button, it switches over. And I'm going to take one and put a pot to it that you won't have. But I'm just saying, you know, okay, you got this thing all the way to 10 through the campaign. Then you're going to hit the upgrade rank, and you're going to feed it a 1-star thing. Now it's going to go to level 2. Now, when you have a level 2 that is at 20, you can feed it 2 of these. And let's show you how it's done. So if I level this thing up, let's say I leveled up the campaign, I go in here and I upgrade it with 2-star. 3 takes 3, 4 takes 4, 5 takes, you know, so on, till you finally get it to 6-star. Now, once you get them leveled up, they go back to level 1. But once you get about 20 or so levels, they're already as strong as they were before. And it doesn't take long to get them to level 20. They were, even, I don't care if, you know, they went from 4 to 5-star, you get it like 20 levels, they're already stronger than they were at 40. So you want to level up your champs, and you want to level up your champ, especially your starter champ, you want to get it up to 60 as soon as you can. Because, like, when you look at what they can do at 60, and you get some decent gear on them. Now, once you get them to about 50, like Kale at 50, and you get a few champs at 50, you'll be able to do Dragon at a pretty good level. And you'll be able to get some decent gear out of that. But now this, let me back out, is Brutal. And this is where you're going to spend most of your time leveling most of your food up. This is just where you level up food. And you're going to run this a lot because this is the quickest way to get the experience. So I'll throw Kale, the old Kale in here, the crappy one, and he'll get a little level. But now this Kale, the other food will die. It's no big deal. But a good Kale at 60 with a decent set of gear on it, and this isn't the best gear I've got by a long shot, it's easily able to go through and kill everything in here. Now, all this stuff is going to kill this other weak stuff. So he does hardly any damage, I mean, you know, compared to the other one. Because he's low level and he doesn't have good gear leveled up on him yet. And gear in this game is everything, by the way. Now, As you see, he takes very little damage, but he's got some decent gear on him. He's got more health, got more defense. And you see, they finished leveling. They're now at 10. So that's from brutal. So it doesn't matter if you can't do anything. Once you get to like the normal and you can't do anything with normal state, stage 3 is on the 12th dungeon. The 12th campaign is the best to do. It gives you the most experience and the most coins per your energy. And then when you can do the hard, of course, you go to hard, you do it. When you can finally do the brutal, that's when you're going to be sitting down and make, you can do your food up the fastest. Now, you're going to need better gear. I mean, that's the gear, like I said, is everything in this game. So you're going to go in to a lot and you're going to fight in the dungeons. Now, there are 2 dungeons that you're going to do a lot of. One is Spider, when you can finally get a good Spider team up. That's for a different video. I've got really good Spider teams. But you're going to do Dragon's Lair. Dragon is the easiest dungeon of the bunch. And it's also where you get some of the best gear. You get the speed gear, the lifesteal, the accuracy gear. You get the stalwart gear. All those are really good sets of gear. Now, if I go into 13, and I'm going to take in the crappy kale, and of course some other good ones, and I'm going to show you the difference in the damage that these 2 do by going in and fighting this dungeon. And now, if you look when you go through, all right, so she's going to throw that 50% extra boost. He's going to make it where they're feared, where they probably aren't going to go. He did 28,000, 15, so did the other one. They killed it before he even got a shot. Now this time though, he doesn't have his acid rain, so he's not going to kill everything. Now you see this one got 600 and something points for the damage compared to 20 something. That's a huge difference in damage. And that's the gear. That's the levels in the gear and plus some of the masteries too. But see, he did 1,000 points worth of damage. Now, if I slow it down, now he did 1,000 points. He did 26,000 points worth of damage. That's the difference in the gear, the masteries, and getting them leveled to 60. The difference between the damage between a level 50 and a 60 is usually about 50% more damage. Just from going 50 to 60. So if you get it at 50 and think, oh man, I'm doing a lot of damage and it's a lot better. Well, it's not what you're going to get when you hit 60. And the 60s, when you get into some of those fraction wars and all that, it's really hard. So when you get it up to about 50 though, you're going to be able to do like at least, when you get him up to like 50 and you get a few other tunes up, and of course, I don't need that, so I'm going to sell it and then you'll get a few coins. So when you go through and you get him up to about 50, you're going to want to go in and do Dragon every day. And, and you want to do at least probably about 20 to try to get some little bit better gear. Because even at level 7, you're going to get some 5-star gear. It may not be the gear that you want, but you can sell it for the coins. And, but you're finally going to get over time, and it's going to take you months. This is not a quick game. Nobody on here that's got really good gear doing really a lot of damage has been playing for even 6 months. They've been playing a lot longer than that, unless they spend a ton of money. But now I've been a free-to-play player on 2 different accounts, and I'm trying to show you how to do things like, you're not going to you're either free-to-play or you're not going to pump a whole lot of money into this game. Because you can spend a fortune on this game, and you still won't have a really good thing. But, that's the basics of what to do. Take a kale in, or whatever starter that you chose. Go through your campaigns. You want to get it leveled up. You want to try to 3-star the stuff so you get the rewards too, by the way. But I hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you have any comments, just write it.